In this coursework, we were asked to conduct an in-depth analysis of Amazon's delivery system. To do this, we carried out a task per week for 9 weeks. The biggest struggle we encountered throughout the task was the making of the data flow diagrams with all the processes involved from an individual customer to the delivered package.
Our level 0 did not include all the external entities in the system. We thought we needed to include detailed processes. We also made 2 different level 0 diagrams for TPS and MIS. We only afterwards realized that the 2 had to be compounded into one single system as they feed into each other. It was also unclear to us what the appropriate language to name the processes and external entities was.
The external entities that had to be included were the customer, the warehouse staff, the supplier, the manager, and the driver. We finally understood that all the external entities are connected to a global sale and delivery system by data flows, which we initially struggled to name.
Our level 1 was initially too complicated, with too many external entities and processes that lacked clarity. We overcomplicated the TPS and MIS processes and initially built them separately. We also struggled to join the MIS and TPS systems, as we weren't certain what the data flow between the 2 was. The TPS and MIS carry out many tasks, hence it was hard to narrow it down to 1.
Finally, we created 2 bubbles with the connected stakeholders, adding data flows between MIS and TPS, making sure the whole system was clear. After speaking to the TAs and Daniela, we came up with the final level 1 system. Level 2. Our first attempt was unclear and had too little detail. We didn't use the correct notation and the processes didn't have a logical flow. Our second attempt, on the other hand, was overcomplicated. The complexity made it hard to understand and interpret.
In our level 2 processes, the main confusion was with the external entities that had to be included. We didn't realize, for example, that the driver could not be included in the MIS. Also, we didn't clearly understand where customer service had to be included and the extent of detail needed, for example, where user verification and payment verification had to be placed. Following these problems, it was hard for us to logically connect one process to the other. Furthermore, we initially used wrong notation for the processes, databases, and external entities. After talking to the TAs, we were able to fully understand what was required of us. We added numbers to distinguish between processes and sub-processes, following the logical sequence of events.
Thus, the overreaching problems are: 1. The data flows. Connecting the processes and external entities with data flows was our first struggle. We didn't understand how to connect external entities, processes, and databases, and what a data flow implied.
The second problem was distinguishing between the MIS and the TPS. The Amazon delivery system is complex, with a variety of sub-processes feeding into the main processes. It was hard for us to distinguish what occurred within the TPS and the MIS, and the external entities involved in each system. We came to understand that the MIS only included the processes that are directly linked with the manager. The TPS, on the other hand, deals with all the other processes.
Our final problem was formatting. The last problem was formatting the data flow diagram to fit the correct notation. Our data flow diagrams included the wrong notation for databases and processes. After realizing this, we corrected the data flow diagrams.